this episode, I'll be discussing the life of Gumby.
Yeah. Oh, Gumby, that's one off No Jumper.
Siblings from Louisiana to Los Angeles. They shared a 2-bedroom apartment in the Death Alley section of South Central, a dangerous strip in South Central that has the highest homicide rate in the county. As a child, he idolized his older brother, who's from the 9 Deuce Hoovers, the local gang that had their neighborhood in a chokehold. Reggie's older brother would protect him from neighborhood bullies. Growing up, Reggie was described as a class clown, an animal lover, and a good friend.
You can see it in his eyes. That's Gumby. That's crazy.
He was shot to death at the age of 15. Reggie was 10 years old. When his older brother died, Reggie inherited his friends and his enemies. He also took on his brother's gang name, Gumby. He dropped out of manual arts high.
Wait, damn. I know Gumby had an older brother that got shot and killed, and he lost him when he was 10 years old. That's fucked up. Gumby's brother was big as shit, though. Y'all see that picture? Jesus Christ. Was that actually Gumby's brother, or was that just pictures of some old school dudes? Like, what the fuck was that? That's his brother, Jesus Christ. Walking around like goddamn Incredible Hulk around this bitch.
And selling drugs. By 1994, he was selling crack at the motels along Figueroa.
That dude still like Gumby. That's crazy.
He occasionally bumped into his friend Obie Anthony, a fellow 9 Deuce member who also sold drugs down there. Up to this point, Gumby had never been in serious trouble. But that all changed after the night of March 27th, 1994. Felipe
this where he go to jail?
Out for beers with his 2 friends, Victor and Luis, when he asked to stop at Johnny's house to see a woman named Melinda. Johnny's house was a brothel that was located on 49th and Figueroa.
That's Figueroa. That's where they be having all the goddamn prostitutes. They just did a big ass bust over there, get all the prostitutes off the streets. Older prostitutes, little girl prostitutes, everything all that bitch.
Ran by John Jones. This pimp / ex-felon ran an efficient operation. He managed to schedule up over 20 working women, hiring those who would later cause trouble, and provided amenities like condoms and packs of cigarettes to his customers. Felipe was 29 years old at the time and had recently came to LA from Mexico, where he had a wife and 4 kids, and found work at a factory attaching cloth covering to stereo speakers. So that night, Felipe was looking to have a little fun. He walked up to the door and asked to see Melinda. The man standing guard said that she was busy and to come back tomorrow. As Felipe returned to the car where his friends were, 3 men accosted him. About 10 seconds later, 5 to 7, 8 gunshots rang out. By the time detectives arrived, Felipe's body was cold dead in the street face down. He had been shot once in the back. His 2 friends were at the hospital being treated for their injuries. Victor was struck in the chest and ankle, and Luis was shot in his legs. Both survived. Their blue Mazda was shot at least once, and a bullet had shattered the windshield of a car parked on the street. At first, detectives had little to go on, but weeks later, a tip led them to Gumby and Obie. The 2 were in jail when they learned they had been charged with murdering Felipe. At trial, they insisted they were innocent, and their defense attorney argued that they were home hungover after drinking heavily the night before.
Wait, how old was Gumby when all this took place? Did they say already, or did I miss that shit? He looked like he about 16 in that picture, goddamn. I don't know. I'm assuming that's a picture where he went to jail in and not a juvenile picture from a prior case.
No physical evidence connected the pair to the crime. The prosecution's case relied almost entirely on eyewitnesses who identified them as the shooters.
They
John
had
was a
witnesses,
star witness who said he was sure that they were the men he saw. The verdict came back guilty on all counts. Gumby and Obie were given life in prison without the possibility of parole. When Gumby first got to prison, he made an effort to be a model inmate. He made his bed every morning and was always prompt for count. Calipatria was often described as a money prison. It was swarmed with unchecked violence, and drugs were rampant. Eddie Clark, also known as Devil.
Damn! Look at Cuz! Oh my God! He walk around like, oh my God! What the fuck?
The shot caller among the black inmates at the prison. He was also a respected elder in Gumby's old gang and neighborhood. 2 years after he entered prison, Devil fell in love with a correctional officer at that prison. When she quit her job, she would visit Devil and supplied him with PCP-laced cigarettes that he sold to other inmates. Devil also manufactured vast amounts of an alcoholic brew he mixed up while
how they know? How the fuck does he know that? I'm assuming Devil got caught doing this shit, cause how the fuck does he know that Devil had a little bitch doing that for him?
As Devil's substance abuse worsened, he became excessively violent and sexual with other inmates, taking dudes' manhoods left and right. It was taking dudes down by fear due to his sheer size. The Hoovers tried to stage an intervention because he was completely out of control. On the morning of November 28th, 2000, Gumby had already known revenge could be on its way. He had refused an order from Devil to take the fall for a higher-ranking inmate who was caught with a knife. So that morning, the devil approached Gumby in the yard and poked him with a flat, which is a piece of stainless steel sharpened to a point, and whispered to Gumby, "Nigga, you my bitch now." Gumby went off to nurse his wound.
Yo, he whispered one in his ear after stabbing him. Nah, that's the real devil. That's the real devil. He whispered in his ear, "You my bitch now." What? What did you just say to me? Hell no. What the hell Gumby do?
The guards didn't notice the attack, and it was common for inmates to withhold details of a devil attack. Another one of Devil's victims had told guards that he was stung by a bee. Gumby knew Devil would come after him again. Gumby then dug up a knife from the yard that he fashioned previously and hid it in his pants. Minutes later, Gumby did a full sprint across the yard and leaped over a guard and dug the knife into Devil's neck. Devil died on the spot and blood was scattered. And
Wait. Gumby was still poked up, went over there, dug out a knife, put it in his pants, ran the devil while he's over there near a guard, jumped over the guard, stabbed him in his neck on some fucking Avengers shit, on some fucking Spider-Man shit. How the fuck is he not leaking? How the fuck is the guard's not noticing he's leaking and someone's walking up or moving closely to him, because he's probably gonna be moving kind of quick if he's leaking. He's gonna be like, "All right, let's hurry and get this shit done and over with before I fucking die." And he, pokes him. What
for
the
the second
fuck?
time, Gumby was charged with murder. This time, he was subject to the death penalty because of the 1995 conviction. It drew the interest of the California Innocent Project, which reviews inmates' claims of wrongful convictions. The California Innocent Project filed a corpus petition to have Gumby's murder conviction thrown out. The group argued that John, who had a previous conviction for manslaughter and was a police informant, fabricated most of his testimony.
Damn. So is this from the first murder? So from the first murder, he fabricated most of the story and Gumby went to jail for that. So if he didn't fabricate that story, Gumby would have never went to jail and had to do this shit. Or would have had to go through that shit. Oh, that's
After
fucked up.
Years
I was just about to say, how long was he in jail for goddamn old dude misleading shit? 16 years, he's finna say. Listen to this bullshit.
Was a police informant, fabricated most of his testimony.
What?
After 16 years in prison and 10 years in solitary confinement.
What?
And finally free after serving 16 years for a crime he didn't commit. This is Reggie Cole. He actually walked out of a California prison over the weekend, thanking the California Innocence Project and law school students who worked diligently on his case. Attorneys were able to successfully argue that Cole's 1994 murder conviction was based on evidence that was simply fabricated.
What the fuck?
It takes, again, a very special, strong kind of person to make it through 16 years of incarceration and keep fighting for their freedom.
The only way I can think to repay them is to go out in society and prove that I've spent these last 16 years preparing.
Damn, that's really a younger Gumby.
Cole's life sentence was actually thrown out last July, but he still had to finish a manslaughter sentence for killing a fellow inmate.
Damn, what the hell? That's really younger
He wants to
Gumby.
get his GED and study the law.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is my first day of freedom. I feel good, and I'm saying, damn, I look good. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, boy, it feels good to be free. Thank everybody at the Innocence Project. Thank God. Thank my mom, my family for being so supportive.
My lawyer, Chris Fleur, don't forget him.
I thought you were part of the my attorney, Mr. Christopher Fleur.
There we go.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you very much. I'm out.
In 2011, Obi
Damn,
was
that's
released from
lit.
prison after another judge concluded.
Hey, but that attorney wanted that shout out bad as shit. He said, "Goddamn, you better put my name out there. I got you out. You was in there 16 years wrongly convicted. I got you out. You better put my name out there." Shit, I would have said, "Hell nah."
That John,
I'm already free,
not only
goddamn.
lied, but was given
I'm already free, goddamn. This is my time to sign out on a
charges
video.
in exchange for his
You could have did it for
testimony.
16 years.
Obi was
I'm
ultimately
finally out.
awarded an $8.3 million settlement. In March of 2015, Gumby was
How
arrested
much?
on assault in an $8.3 million settlement. In March of his testimony,
Hold on.
Obi was ultimately awarded an $8.3 million settlement. In March of 2015,
Damn.
Gumby was arrested on assault with a deadly weapon and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Police accused him of shooting a fellow gang member in the leg 3 years earlier after he refused to sell them crack. Gumby went to trial and was ultimately found innocent. In 2017, Gumby was awarded a $5.2 million settlement from the city of Los Angeles. These
Damn.
days, Gumby is living comfortably and still goes back to his hood and hangs with his gang.
What the hell? Wait. So Gumby got convicted, wrongly convicted of shooting someone, right? Goddamn. I think one of them died. 2 of them got fucked up from the bullets. Went to jail for 16 years. Stabbed a big ass dude, the Incredible Hulk named the Devil. Stabbed him in the neck, jumped over a guard's head. Minka. Boned this shit. Bled out. He died. Right before he stabbed the dude, he got stabbed by the same dude. Then he gets out of jail after 16 years of being wrongly convicted. And then shoots a dude, or they say shoot a dude, or shot a dude, goddamn, because he didn't want to sell him crack. And then he got wrongly convicted, or he didn't get wrongly convicted, they dropped the charges, goddamn. So, how the hell, goddamn, hold on Gumby, they either don't fuck with you, or you know a thing or two, goddamn, what the hell? That's it.
I'd like to thank you guys for watching.
That's dead-ass younger Gumby, look at that shit.
Comment and subscribe.
We used to just see him on the fucking, throughout the goddamn, when he be on them, like talking on them, like Vlad, not Vlad, but
In this episode, I'll be discussing a
I know
lot
what I'm
of
talking
powder.
about.